ठीक है. Okay, students, now I am going to start with the your ecology and environment. From that unit I will deal with the first one, that is organism and environment. Before going into the detail of the topic, we should have certain conceptual, because a lot of terminology are there which need to be clarified before going into the topic. And so far this ecology is concerned is a very interesting one, and it has a lot of importance so far our present scenario is concerned. So let me talk with different concept, that is so I will deal with organism and environment. So in that part I will talk with the terminology like environment, ecology, ecosystem, then environmental biology. So these are the terminology which need to be understood. Let us come to what is environment. So if I will talk the environment, whatever or anything or everything which is surrounds me. Suppose I am standing here, whatever is there in this room is my environment. So that surrounding whatever is there, that is my environment. If I talk to ecology, which is certain is a broader term. So when I will talk to the ecology, it is the study of living and non-living entities, that is its interaction and interrelationship. That means when I want to study the interaction and interrelationship of this living with this non-living as well as among themselves. So the example I can take, suppose I am one species, so I am here. So in this room, whatever the other livings, other either plants or other animals, other personals who are there, they are the living. Beside this temperature, light, whatever the other things, they are the non-livings. So this living and non-living, there is an interaction will happen. How? This living. Suppose one organism is there, so there will be interaction with the relationship between this organism and organisms. So you are finding one. So this organism will interact with the environment, that means with the non-living entity. So this is how we can have this ecology. I will come later the detailed concept of these things. Ecology, the terminology was given by the famous scientist called Ernest Haeckel. This ecology terminology was used by Ernest Haeckel in the year 1866. So far this ecology terminology is concerned, but this father of modern ecology is the E.P. Odum. E.P. Odum is the father of ecology. So for Indian context, you will find in Dr. Professor Ramdev Mishra is the father of ecology in India. So these three scientists, Ernest Haeckel, E.P. Odum and Ramdev Mishra, they are famous for this branch of science because they have given a lot of contribution to this field of ecology. Now coming to ecosystem, so this is little bit more broader terms. When I will talk about the ecosystems, it is so it is a system. Suppose this is the room, these are the component, and when I will talk about this ecology, I have talked about two things. One is the living, another is non-living. So bio means living, abio a means, so this is living and non-living. So in this room, when suppose one species is there, this is the living, this is another living, suppose this is the non-living. So you are finding in a system, that means it has a surrounding, it has a components. You can say these are component, these are biotic component, these are non-biotic or abiotic component, or non-living. So what happens, there is interactions and interrelationship exist themselves among them. So that interaction and interrelationship among these living and non-livings result in the formation of a functional aspect. So you will find energy is produced, energy flow happens. So you will find there is matter, there is energy flow. So that means when I am talking of this ecosystem, which is a broader term, which is the functional aspect I am getting. So when I am moving from the environment then to ecology, then I am going to the ecosystem, which is a functional aspect of this ecology, where you will find there is a production of energies flowing between this. Next come to the next part is your environmental biology, which is another, you can say, the more broader terms. So you can say this is a interdisciplinary science. So interdisciplinary science means, suppose I am talking of environmental biology means, so suppose I will take physics, chemistry, information science, information science, I will take this help, I will take physics, chemistry, information, all aspect of different branch of science to know to study or to know the effect of the environment, on the organisms. So I will a multi-dimensional approach to know this effect of this environment. So that is called environmental biology, which is called interdisciplinary. Suppose a lot of environmental issues are there. So when I will use this information also, I will take this different branch of science to solve my problems. So in general, when we will talk about the environmental biology, environmental science, today's concept, it is very, very important for us, because today we are finding the global warming is happening. Day by day the species are, we are losing lot of species, the temperature is increasing, lot of environmental issues are there. Connecting to this branch of science or this concept of ecology is very, very important for us. In that respect, we should know lot of terminology what are there in this unit. So like this environment, ecology, ecosystem, environmental biology, certain other terminology are there. I will discuss about this. So if you study this so far what I have discussed, if you go to the basic concept, what our importance is, what is actually, let us again talk about what is ecology. Now we can write down, ecology is the scientific study of relationship of living with each other and the interactions of this living with the non-living entities. So, that interaction and among the living, that is your relationship. So, two words always you try to remember, one is interaction, another is interrelationship. So far this terminology is concerned, if you will move from the simple to complex, if you will move from the simple to the complex, that means if you will study this you will study this environment, you will find different sort of organisms are there. That means if you must be knowing, so some individual cell is there, when group of cell they associate with each other, then you are finding the tissue, then tissue assembled to you are finding that organs associate with it, then you are finding organisms, then we are moving towards your populations, then community, like this. So from the simple to complex if you move, you will find one thing that is called the level of organization. If you move, that is called ecological hierarchy, HIER, ecological hierarchy. If you study this ecological hierarchy, you will find that from simple you will find one individual, or you can say the organism. From organism we will move to one that is called your population. From population when you will move, then you will find it's the community. From the community when you will move, then you will find your biome. Sometimes you will find in between, that is your ecosystem. From biome you will find is your biosphere. So if you are moving from this organism towards the higher, you will find that individual, suppose myself, or a species is an organism. So what is an organism? So organism is a biological unit having the capacity of growth, reproduction, and interact with the biotic and abiotic components. So these organisms, when they group together, so these individuals, when they group together, they form your population. So what is a population? This is group of individuals. So group of individuals, they resides or staying in a specific area, specific time, and so in a specific area, specific time. That means that what is important is they should interbreed among themselves. So what is a population? It's a group of individual having same species. That is important. So group of individual of same species. They should remain in a specific area, having specific they have specific time. They should interbreed among themselves. So that result in the formation of a populations. So I can say, suppose the human beings, we are telling the group of individuals of that is called your human populations. Now we will go to community. Now community is group of populations. That means it is consist of populations of different species. Community is the community consists of group of populations of different species. That might be plant, animals, or microbes. That means here I can say this is species A, this is species B, this is species C. So, I am finding this is one community, that means this is population 1, population 2, population 3. So, I am getting many populations which reside together. Then from the community, next is your biome. So, what is biome? So, biome is the complex of several communities. So, one thing we can say, biome is the complex of several communities. Biome is the complex of several communities in an area sharing a common climate. So, you are finding, so many communities when they reside one place and having same climatic conditions of them, then we can say it is a biome. So, one example we can say our tundra region, tundra biome, rain forest, your temperate forest, these are your one sort of was a biome. That means these are naturally occurring communities. These biomes are naturally occurring community. So, sometimes you will find another terminology in between community to biome, that is called the ecosystem. Now, ecosystem you will find it is a communities of different species, they interacting with the another and non-living. Here we are somehow we are very restricted, that means here you are finding the community is interacting with the living and the non-living. But when I am talking beyond that things, some other things, that is we are having several communities, they are sharing a common climatic conditions, then that is called biome. Now, we will see how this, what are the type of biomes in the latter part. Now, the ecosystem, if you will see the ecosystems example, we can say that will be clear. Suppose I am talking ecosystem, basing upon the type of ecosystem, someone can say it is a terrestrial ecosystem, another can say it is a freshwater ecosystem, someone can say also marine ecosystems, marine ecosystem. So, I can take one freshwater ecosystem, the pond as lake. So, similarly, I can take one artificial ecosystem as lawn, and we can say the aquarium. So, these are you are finding, these are the ecosystems. Here your tundra forest or the alpine forest, the rainforest, the temperate forest, these are your biomes. So, next part we will move to, that is called the biosphere. The biosphere is a very burning concept, and from that you are finding day by day many things are now we are working on this biosphere or biodiversity conservation. That means if you will see, we are finding three parts. If you will see the earth, there are three parts. One is your, this is your, most of the part you are finding, this is your hydrosphere, the water part, the atmosphere, sorry, this is your lithosphere. You can change this one, it will be more better. We can say this is your lithosphere, then you can say your hydrosphere, and the upper part, that is called your atmosphere. And if you will find the central zone which is intersecting with each other, this zone is which is common to all, this is called your biosphere. That means this is the living or life support part. This is the life support part. So, we can say what is biosphere? It is the portion of earth that support life. We can say it is the portion of earth that support life is called the biosphere. It is the sphere of earth where you will find the living organisms that resides. If we talk about this biospheres, the zone of biosphere starting from your sea, bottom of the sea to the highest of the, if bottom of the sea, it moves up to the highest of the atmosphere. So, atmosphere, in this zone you will find your living organism who are resides in that sphere is called the biosphere. Now, from that one can actually analyze how this level of organization is there, and if you will see this things with a example, you will find, let us take example to have more clarity on this concept starting from the organism to the biosphere. If we will take an example, let us take one, first one is called your individual. So, this is, suppose I take the deer as my example. So, so when it is population, so I found, or you can take a plant, a grass. So, population means, so a group of deer I am finding here, or so you are finding a grassland. So, next I am finding the community. So, I am finding community means, so I may find deer, lion, the monkey. So, is monkey population, lion population, deer population. So, population 1, population 2, population 3. So, I can have also the grass, that is population 4. So, here I am finding this is my community. This is my community. Next, when what I am finding, now this community is interacting with, now with non-living, interaction with the non-living and among themselves. So, this interaction and they remain in a systems having a boundary interactions, they are called ecosystems. So, that will result in the formation of, that is I can say is a grassland. That grassland you can say is an ecosystem. There I will find the living organism, non-living entity, there is an interaction. So, then I can say I will go for the biome. So, here I can have this you will find, suppose I have taken this rainforest. So, I am now focusing on one particular type basing upon its climatic conditions. So, I am finding the rainforest, the tundra forest, now they are called the biome. Next moving I am towards this is called your biosphere, where I am talking of this living part, the life support part of these organisms. So, all these are called the level of organization. This is called level of organization. That means, when we talk about the organisms from the simpler to the highest, we will find that from the individual organisms we have reached to the biosphere level. So, that is why you will find there are different level of organization. It may be at individual level, it may be population level, it may be at community level, it may be at your biome, or it may be at biosphere. This is how it is called the level of organization in ecology. Basically, there are 4. We deal with there 4, that is your individual, population, community, biome. Beyond that also ecosystem, biospheres are also there. So, if you see that different biomes are there, if you talk about this biome, so what are the type of biomes are there? Next we need to know, after level of organization, we need to know the different types of biomes. So, as we know, the biomes are the natural occurring communities, we should have this different biomes. If you study this different biomes, if you want to study is, before that we have to know why this climatic zone form this different types of biomes. That means we should know what is the vegetation distribution in biomes. Now, what I want to tell you, due to two things particularly you will find, one is called the climate, another is the vegetation. This climate and vegetation, now these two things determines your biomes. What type of a climatic condition is there and what type of vegetation is due to that climate, that will determine your biomes. And particularly we know the climatic conditions, the prevailing weather conditions when with a high temperature, low temperature, rainfall, these things actually determine the climatic conditions. And basically we consider two things, that is annual rainfall and annual temperature. Annual rainfall and annual temperature, these two things are very, very important in determining the type of vegetation. So, if you want to discuss about this different types of biomes, basing upon this the rainfall and the temperature, there have been 6 types. There have been 6 major types of biomes. We will discuss about this. There are 6 types of biomes basing upon the vegetation and the climatic conditions. So it will be very easy. So we can say 6 types of biomes basing upon their vegetation. So the short form we can write, that is A C D G D T. So A stands for Arctic or alpine. 2, C stands for, that is called coniferous. 3rd, D stands for your desert. 4th stands for G for your grassland. 5, that is your D stands for deciduous. 6 stands for your T for tropical rainforest. So these 6 types of vegetations are there. So let us talk about this Arctic or alpine. People see this Arctic or alpine, basically another name we call it as the tundra regions or tundra forest, tundra vegetations. So we will find 2 things minimum we should remember for this. One is the annual temperature and annual precipitations. So that is the rainfall I am talking about, this rainfall. So that is actually going to determine, in addition to this temperature, precipitation, latitude, longitude is there, but we are discussing mainly on the temperature and the precipitation. And if you see this temperature and rainfall, and another third things one we can discuss, that is the what are the species available in this. If you see this Arctic or alpine, the annual temperature is -40 degree to your 18 degree centigrade. The annual precipitation is 150 to 250 mm, that is millimeter, and the specimen you will find the lichen and moss. If you take this coniferous, the very interesting, I will show the diagram, there is a cone shape, you will find it is the cone shape, and this Arctic, particularly tundra, means here you will find the low temperature, the temperature is very low, you will find particularly in the Himalayan regions, these things I will find in the Himalayan region, temperature is -40 to 18. Okay. Next, if you will find the coniferous, which you can say your evergreen forests, particularly your evergreen forests are there, and here you will find the condition is long cold, you will find there is long cold, and you will find snowy, that means snow in winters, snow in winters. So, the temperature you will find here is -40 degree to, you will find it is 20 degree, that is range, and here you will find 300 to 900 mm, and the species is here your Pinus and Abies. So, the third category, the desert, as we know in India you will find the run of Kutch in Gujarat, and in your sandy desert in Rajasthan, in the Rajasthan and Gujarat will come across this desert. The temperature of the desert, you must be knowing the high temperature. Here you will find the conditions, you will find that temperature is around 38 degree centigrade to -3.9 degree centigrade, and the rainfall is 200 to 250 millimeters. And so far the species is concerned, you will find Artiplex and Artemisia. If you come across the grassland, which basically your tropical grassland, you must be knowing that is in Gangetic and Brahmaputra plain, that particularly you will find this sort of biomes, where you will find that is your Brahmaputra and your Gangetic plain, you will find Brahmaputra and Yamuna. Brahmaputra and Yamuna, the Gangetic plain, the grasslands are available, and you will find in this region the particularly savanna grass. You must be knowing that savanna grass is a tropical grass. This is a tropical grass, and our in Indian grass, that is your sorghum and cynodon, dubaghas. So, these are your type of grassland, but the temperature here you will find -20 degree to your 30 degree, and the rainfall is rainfall is in grassland is more, you will find 500 to 900 mm. So, if you go for the deciduous forest, you must be knowing Patra Jhada. In the one part of the year you will find these plants are without leaves. The deciduous means they will be without leaves for a part of the year. ବର୍ଷର କିଛି ଦିନ ସେନ୍ ଗଛର ପତ୍ର ନଥିବ. So, this deciduous forest, and you will find in the basically Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Himalayan regions, this deciduous forest you will find, and the temperature is -30 to 30 degree centigrade, and the rainfall is high, you will find 750 to 1500 mm. So, here the temperature is more, and if you will see the species like oak and your walnut, pine, this sort of species you will find. Now, if we talk about the tropical rainforest, which is a you must be very good things you must be knowing, Amazon. Now, it is very a buzzword. The Amazon forest is one example of this tropical rainforest, where you will find more than 200 mm rainfall. You will find temperature is -20 to 35 degree centigrade. So, you will find enough sunlight and warmth. Here you are finding enough sunlight and warmth. So, if you see this A, C, D, G, D, T, that this sort of vegetation is you are finding that particularly the variation is because of this rainfall and the annual temperature. So, that shows how this they actually affect the vegetation in the throughout the earth. Now, if you see this biome distributions, now they have been in a biome distribution with respect to annual temperature and your annual rainfall. That is annual rainfall, one graph is there that can be explained to you. So, how this biomes they can be distributed. If you will take them in a graph and show them, you will find this will be more interesting. And if you will find that is you can take two axes. So, in this axis we can take that is our mean annual precipitation, or we can say that is in cm, that is the rainfall. Another in this axis we can take the mean annual temperature. Now, here you will find the scale is from here it is 0, -5, -10. So, can -15. Similarly, is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Here similarly we can take starting from 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450. Now, this 5 things are there, 6 things are there. We know that is A that is called our A. We will start from 3 region A, C and D, G, T, T. So, in this graph you will find there will be 3 levels. In the lower you will find 1, another C, D, Z, T, T. So, to make it more easier we can have this scale where actually what I want to give you. I will suppose I am taking desert. This is the way I will go for desert, then I will go for the grassland, then I will go for the deciduous or you can say the temperate forest, temperate. Third one is tropical. These are in 1. Then I will come to the coniferous. Then I will last one is your alpine. Now, the temperature, second one I will go for the rainfall. So far the graph scale is concerned. So far the grass temperature in degree centigrade. So, and it is in cm. So, if you compare these things, the desert we can say this is, I will take this scale from 5 to 22 and here this is 50 centimeter. That means, if I want to draw that is 5 to 10. So, I will take 5 to 10 here from 5 to 22. So, I will take 5 to 22. So, here I can shape and the rainfall I will take here is the 50. So, my area will be like this. So, 5 to 22. So, from here I will take 22. Here I can so this is my D. This is my D. Second one, I can go for the grassland, which is I will start from 0 to 25. The rainfall is 50 to 100. So I will take the grassland shape will be, I will start it from 0 to 25. I will take from 0 here, 0, 25, 0 to 25, but the rainfall is 100. So from here, I think from 50. So here I will start. So the shape will from 0 to 25, 0 to 25. So it will go like this, 0 to 25. So 0 to 25, this is my grassland. The second one is covered. So third, I want to put, that is called the deciduous or temperature, that is from 10 to 20. The rainfall is 75 to 225. So I will start from 10. From 10, I will start 10. It will go up to 20. It will go up to 20 here, and the rainfall will from 75. Let us from here. So it will start from 75. It will go to 25. So here. So this is how I have to draw my diagrams. So it will be like this, because this is a deciduous. So here you will find you see. So the third one, you can say this is my deciduous, or this is your deciduous. So third one is clear. Next come to the tropical. Tropical, I can start with 20 to 22. This is 150 to 420. The rainfall is increasing. Now this I will start from 20. So here from 20 to 22. So it will be here. So this region 20 to 22, and it will go up to 420. So this is tropical. That means 20, 22, 420, that means up to this. So it will be a elongated one. You can say it will start from 150, it will from 150 means here. It will start from here. So you will find this one is your tropical rainforest one. And if you will find the next one is the coniferous, which is a cone shape. It is from 0 to 14 and 50 to 250. So here similarly you will find 0 to 14, that means here it is a cone shape, and so this one will be another one will be the cone shape. You will find. Okay. So 0 to minus 14, it will go like this. It is 0 to minus 14. So it will be a cone shape. So your coniferous, and it will go up to 250. Okay. So the last you will find. So last one is the alpine. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the alpine, the last one. So if you starting from this alpine, which is a paramecium type. 1 minute. Can we just for 1 minute? Ready? So if you see just little bit change, you will find that this one is the Arctic, the cone shape that is the coniferous, the grassland, the desert, the tropical. So if you will see this scale, that how we can represent the temperature and rainfall in a scale, and you will find these biomes, they interact with each other, they are intersecting with each other. So in this region you will find they are overlapping. That means they are sharing a certain your temperature and rainfall. One common region is there where they are intersecting with each other. Now this is how we are finding the biomes is distributed depending upon the vegetation. The vegetation is varying depending upon the temperature and rainfall. The next part will go to the what we have seen, that this biotic and abiotic factors are there. So in the ecology, basically we have to discuss what are the biotic and abiotic factors. So let us talk to ecological, next talk to ecological factors. Ecological factors. Now if you study this ecological factors, first comes what is a factors. Factors is constraints of environment. It is the constraints of environment which affect directly or indirectly the functioning of the organisms. The functioning of the organisms. तर function को जतले affect करिवो, that constraints of the environment, that can be called a factors. Now these ecological factors can be two types. One is called abiotic and second one is called biotic. So for the abiotic means it is non-living in the natures. Whatever the non-living entities are there, they are under your abiotic. So under biotic, the living creatures are your biotic. Now if you see the non-living entities, you will find they are of different type, starting from temperature, your light, your humidity, then your rainfall, then your wind, then your topographic factors. So different things are there. Similarly, if you take the living organisms into consideration, you will find there are, let us talk about the pathogens. Then you will find your parasite, then your predators, then your competitors. So pathogens, parasite, predator, competition. Let us come to these factors: temperatures, light, humidity, rainfall, wind, topographic factors. These are the how affect. Let us talk about this. I will go detail about this factors, how actually they affect the animal and plant in detail. Animal and plant, how they affect this, that will elaborately studies. But so far the pathogens, we must be knowing pathogens are the organisms which causes diseases. So the disease causing organisms, they are the living beings. They are also the primitive organisms, they are in the living part. Now parasite who depends upon others, so and your predators basically you will find who kills others for its food. So your wolves, lions, they kill other animals for its food. Parasite, you must be knowing, it depends upon others. Similarly, competitors like your producers, they compete for their foods. There is a competition to survive. So what producers are under that competitors. So under this category you are finding the livings are lot of living creatures are there, they are affecting the environment. So let us come to the one of these non-living factors called temperature in detail. If we will discuss about the temperature in detail, how it affects the animal and plant kingdoms. So we will go one by one the ecological factors in detail. So if you will see the temperature as an ecological factors. So under that what we have to write, first you must be knowing it is the major climatic factor. So what is temperature? Somebody will ask what is temperature? It is the degree of hotness or coolness of a substance. So how it affect? So if you see this temperature in this room, suppose what is the temperature, how I am getting the radiation which is coming from the light, the solar radiation or the radiation that comes from the earth, and the heat which basically evolves or heat released during the process of respiration. So these are the source of your temperatures. So now how this temperature is? Now you will find the temperature has a range. The range of the temperature you will find is a very wide range, 0 to 50 degree centigrade. But so far you will find that optimum temperature is 25 degree centigrade, so plus minus 5 degree. So you will find what is that optimum temperature? It is the most suitable temperature under which the vital activities are carried out. That means various life activities of an organism is carried out, that temperature that should not be minimum or that should not be maximum. So if you see that range of temperature, you will find it has different effect. If you talk about animal is a different, I will talk, and on plant. If you see depending upon this temperature variation, the animal you will find two types. One is eurythermals, another is stenothermal. Eurythermal means you will find it is your warm blooded animals, that is your you will find it is a wide range. It is a wide range of temperature they can withstand. Sterno means it is a narrow range, your narrow range temperature. So like example, you can take your polar bear, then your lizard, they can withstand a narrow range of temperature. Like your mammals, they can withstand a wide range of temperature. That is why you will find there is a variation of temperature in the Africans. Then you will find this African peoples and the cold region peoples, they will find there is a pigmentation difference. So that because they can withstand a different range of temperature. So in this you can take this mammals, and the plant like Artemisia can be considered under euthermals. Similarly, stenothermal, the narrow range of temperature, so they are polar bear and lizards. Similarly, the plant you can take basing upon the temperature, they have been categorized into four types of plant. So that we can consider, that is called the vegetation of the is considered. One is called, first one is called megatherms. Second one is called your microtherms. Third one is called mesotherms. Fourth one is hekiostums. 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 So hekiostherms. Therms. So what is megatherms? So this is also like this a wide range and a narrow range. They are the plant which are under high temperature. They will remain under high temperature throughout the year. So you will find in the equatorial region this sort of megatherms are there. Similarly, second one you will find extreme cold region. Extreme cold region. So your tundra alpine regions you will find this microtherms are there. Third one is your you will find this third one is there mesotherms, which is your alternating. Your alternating means high and cold temperature you will find there is alternating, that is your deciduous forest. Deciduous forest. Micro you will find your coniferous. And here you will find megatherm is your rainforest, what we have discussed now. Rainforest, conifer forest, your deciduous forest. Your hekiostums is your these are Arctic or alpine forest. So here you will find that deciduous means the leaves are, the plant is without leaves for certain part of this time. So depending upon the temperature you are finding what we have discussed in the biomes, your different types of forest are you are getting. So that shows how the temperature is affecting the vegetation. So in general if we will discuss what are the activities affected by the temperature, one we can say that it regulates the physiological process of the plant. So for the physiological process of the plant, if you will consider, that is your respiration, then your photosynthesis, your transpiration. So as we know, there is a increase in the temperature, there it will affect the your transpiration. Basically that is why we do not watering the plant during the noon times. So the temperature affect this time, there will be lot of evaporation. So if you increase the temperature, the respiration process increases. Similarly, it also affect the process of photosynthesis. So if there is a low temperature, similarly you will find there is effect, it will go cold, injuries will be there, a lot of cell will be damaged. So in general one can say that it regulates the lot of metabolic activities. So increase and decrease in the temperature, it is affecting the life processes. So whenever such type of questions will be there, we need to write little bit the effect, its source, and that the type of how types are, different types of animals and plants are developing. This is how in the next class we will go for different factors, how they are affecting the our environment, this abiotic factor. Thank you a lot.